A choking orange sky with a blighted dragon roaring in the distance. Your army gathered, your boy Alistair ready to give an awesome speech. And in that moment, you know it's almost over, but it still feels great all the same. No more ally gathering, no more tomb desecrations, just you and that final stretch. As this great scene unfolds before you one more time, let the segment spotlight fall on the layered finale of DragonAge Origins. The tyrannous Terran is dead, a cheese lover is made king with a hot wife by his side, and after aura farming the lands meet, I gather my companions in preparation for the final battle. Reports from the scouts say the Darkspawn horde means to strike at Redcliffe Castle, where the Ferelden branch of our army is stationed. There can be no delays as we ride fast for... What the fuck is it with this guy? There can be no further delays as we ride fast for Redcliffe. As expected, the Darkspawn vanguard is already here, and we mop them up before we head to the castle. After using Warcry way too many times on the Darkspawn, a soldier lets us know that the senior Grey Warden Riordan is here, and wishes to speak with us. From the moment we enter, the atmosphere is tight. Everyone is wearing armor. The fireplace casts long shadows in the room, as the perfect setup for some bad news. The Darkspawn horde is not in fact a mindless cannon fodder horde. The Archdemon tricked us by sending the Darkspawn vanguard to attack Redcliffe, while he moves his main force directly for Denerim, Ferelden's capital. No words are wasted, and the stakes are clear right away. Even if we do a force march now, we will not reach the capital in time. But there is no choice but to try. This incredible last-minute desperation carries over into the rest of your time at Redcliffe. A soldier speaks to you about his family in Denerim, how he hopes they are alright, and even asks you for encouragement. The dwarven emissaries discuss Orzammar politics as you share both words of concern and encouragement with them. Finally, the leader of the elves, Zathrian, confirms what you already know. The Archdemon has revealed itself, and is headed for the capital. The fact you're not even sure what you'll do when you reach it adds even more to the tension of the scene. All this desperation builds up to a moment of true despair, as you learn of the final sacrifice a Grey Warden has to make in order to truly end the Blight. A fitting conclusion to a group dedicated to sacrifice as the Wardens. However, a good storyteller knows balancing hope with despair in a finale is vital to keeping it memorable. Our beloved witch Morgan provides us with this moment of hope. Avoiding spoilers as much as I can, all I'll say is that she offers a way out of the final sacrifice you need to make. She provides you with the easiest choice in gaming.
What I propose is this. Lay with me, here tonight, and
I'm in. Liliana will understand. The first layer, an eve of hope and desperation, complete. On the morrow, we get a legendary cinematic which gives me goosebumps to this day, of all your gathered armies marching towards Denerim, while Sigma Arl Eamon does some crisp narration in the background.
The Darkspawn horde is sure to reach the capital before us. And so we must race to Denerim as quickly as we can. The lives of many thousands hang in the balance. We must not forsake them. You have gathered an army to replace the one lost at Ostagar, Grey Warden. Let us pray that it will be enough.
We stop within a view of the capital quite a distance away as we... Wait, why are we stopping here? Oh no, please not again, no! Alistair walks in front of our army and gives a rousing speech on honor, duty, and remembrance. Steve Valentine should have received an award for this performance, as it's just chef's kiss, and hypes you up for the finale in all the right ways. Thankfully, unlike his brother King Kaelan, he realizes that charges are stupid and begins a coordinated information march to the capital. I'm kidding, he's Kaelan's fucking half-brother, what do you think he does?
Today, we save Denerim. Today, we avenge the death of my brother King Kaelan. But most of all, today, we show the Grey Wardens that we remember and honor their sacrifice. For Ferelden! For the Grey Wardens! No! Yeah! Jesus!
So after the revelation that all Fereldeners are super soldiers with limitless stamina, we at least do one thing tactically right. And that's get a drop on the Darkspawn who are too focused on scouring Denerim. Thankfully they were stupid enough to destroy the city gate, so we are able to follow them into the city with our forces. However, their true numbers give us all pause. All these Darkspawn are grunts, however, which means they fall in one blow, thus allowing me to fulfill my berserk fantasy one more time before the end. Once the Darkspawn forces in the district are destroyed, we gather up to form a plan. As Riordan says, although we did better than expected, our army won't last long against a united, numerically superior Darkspawn horde. The Archdemon is here in Denerim, leading the horde from the air, while on the ground he has two generals, who are also reaction YouTubers, leading the attacks in the market and alienage districts. Since Riordan plans to lure the Archdemon to the highest point in the city, the top of Fort Draken, it's imperative we destroy these generals before that is done. However, we can't commit our entire group to this. We can choose 3 companions to go with us, but the rest must stay and help our forces hold the gates. For if the Darkspawn reinforcements break through, we are finished. Once the division is done, we have appropriate and heartfelt interactions with our companions before we move further into Denerim. It was a wise choice to put this here as a last breather before the final push, rather than right before the Archdemon fight. This companion bonding time is followed by a fantastic last hype-up moment when our forces cheer us on as we prepare to go hunt the generals.
Look at what the Horde has done to the city.
Kill those godless bastards!
We're counting on you, Warden!
Make her watch over you!
The second layer, Siege and Goodbyes, completed. Hunting the generals isn't just about weakening the Archdemon and the Darkspawn horde. It's also the first opportunity to actually make use of the allies we spent so much time gathering. I can't praise this gameplay design choice enough, or its massive impact on the grandeur of the DragonAge Origins finale. Our forces aren't being commanded in the background by some unnamed NPC, but rather by us, as they should be. One extra praise before we continue, I'm so glad we got a chance to see all the old locations in Denerim destroyed. It's infinitely more engaging than, ooh, bad stuff is happening somewhere in the background. No, we actively see the fiery destruction. We hear the sounds of screaming civilians fleeing the Darkspawn. Anyways, the general in the market district has a horde of ogres at his side, and despite my best efforts, I could not get the coolest Duncan-style ogre killing animation. Oh, fuck off, Alistair. I decided to use Dalish archers to pepper the ogres with arrows from the distance while we engage them head-on. The Hurlock ogre general is tough, but we ultimately remove his corruptive influence on the battlefield. The second general made his home in the Elven alienage. After telling the resident elves to
run, bitch! Run!
We await dwarf reinforcements as an ogre bashes down the gate, the second Hurlock emissary general right behind him. After showing him the pommel of my greatsword a couple of times, the second general falls. The thick dwarven boys' reinforcements come to help us clean up a wave of Darkspawn that hit us after the general's death. The Darkspawn Hydra has now lost 2 of its heads, and we prepare to go for the final one. As we venture forth, we are reminded that our actions have not gone unnoticed, as the Archdemon nearly takes us out along with a nearby bridge. Time is running out, and on to the Palace District we go. However, this would be a poor finale if the companions staying behind were just twiddling their thumbs. Our favorite angry drunk dwarven boy Ogren takes command of our forces at the gate, and repels the Darkspawn reinforcements pouring through. Of course, he also gets the best ogre kill animation, unlike me. This section, although short, serves a crucial role in giving the finale a sense of scale. The entire final battle isn't just us kicking ass while the game pats us on the head. No, we see those we lead now become leaders themselves, as they fight to buy us more time to reach the Archdemon. However, while our forces at the gates bought us time, one absolute legend gave us the chance to go for the Archdemon's throat. The real MVP of this battle, our senior Grey Warden Riordan. You see, while the Archdemon was watching us from the skies, our boy Riordan was watching him. Seriously though, Riordan does not get enough praise for what he did. Not only did he wound the Archdemon, but he actually crippled it enough to force it to the ground. I assume the only reason he could not fly was because his massive balls were weighing him down. All in all, if not for Riordan's glorious sacrifice, the Blight would have prevailed. Our senior warden falls, but so does the Archdemon, and our final objective is clear. The third layer. Hunt, utilize, sacrifice. Completed. With a force of Redcliffe Knights and eventually Orzammar golems, we break through to Fort Draken. After fighting a teleporting Fat Genlock and pushing his stupid demon summoning face in, we rise up the fort, slaughtering Darkspawn along the way until we reach Enchantment. After that, no more obstacles remain, and we run headfirst into the Archdemon. My deadliest allies, the mages, answer my call, and we challenge an Archdemon together. Their spells are powerful, our allies stalwart, and our blades ever sharp. However, stopping to examine the battlefield, we quickly notice a huge asset to use against the Archdemon, the Ballistae. Now, I imagine the developers did not intend for me to violate the Archdemon with the Ballistae to the point of them jamming, but maker dammit, I'll do whatever it takes to stop the Blight, even using Bulgarian Ballistae arts. With the Ballistae jammed, it's time to finish off the Archdemon. The final strike is mine, as is the glory, and now the finale reaches its peak. The fourth layer, a well-built-up showdown, completed. But the satisfaction does not end with that final blow. No, old Bioware was thankfully aware of how much sweeter a finale is with a good epilogue. Satisfaction with results and future plans is abundant here. The satisfaction for my human noble of making sure the hoes are stripped of their land, of telling my brother how I personally killed Arl Ho, and that I will be seeing him back home one day. The warm feeling of discussing both your plans and the plans of your companions for the future. A future with my love Liliana, who thankfully hasn't asked how I managed to slay the Archdemon and live. Shale's plan to travel the world until she learns to become a dwarf again. Stan's plan to return home now that the Blight is over, while reaffirming he is in your debt. All these moments give us that final, satisfying conclusion to a great story, and the disappointment of it being over. The ending slides you get are just the cherry on the top. So, do you like what you see? Do you want to use the layered finale as well as old Bioware did? Or maybe just know how to identify it for future story enjoyment? Well, I promised you I'd find a way to teach you to use this narrative tool. And I am a mentor of my word. First, you need to understand what the layered finale is. A layered finale, as the name implies, is a multi-stage conflict/resolution to a story. Each stage serves a unique purpose. The purpose depends on what kind of story and finale you're writing. For example, the first layer sets the proper tone, the second layer builds up the proper hype for the final battle, the third layer fulfills a certain fantasy, puts you in a position of power, and lets you revel in the chaos of the story's conclusion. And the final, fourth layer has the hardest job of giving you that conclusive payoff through a worthy battle. If the layers are implemented well, the layered finale gives a sense of purpose to every part of your long journey to reach the end. Lastly, and this is crucial, it shows multiple parties taking part in the battle, and their impact on the journey of the main character. One optional feature you can add is a proper, conclusive epilogue to provide the satisfaction of results and future plans that we discussed. Now, the reason I say it's optional is because sometimes a great story does not require a long epilogue at the end, as long as the payoff is incredibly satisfying. On to the lessons, which are thankfully universal to all creators. The key to identifying and implementing a layered finale is to ask the right questions. How many stages/layers do I want my finale to have? What unique purpose can I give to each layer? Can I use these layers to give purpose to the entire journey thus far? How many players do I add to the finale, and what is their impact on the final battle? For example, going from a dangerous initial maneuver to a set of conflicts in space, then aboard your ship, and finally at the enemy base. Each stage shows the impact of some choice you made on the journey leading to the finale. The main character is not soloing the finale, but is relying on resources and people he collected during the journey. Finally, make sure the people or resources the main character is using in the battle have a clear and visible impact on the finale. Do not have the main character spend a ludicrous amount of time gathering certain resources or parties during the story, and then not show the impact of most of them during the final battle. Stick to this rule. If the main character/characters work hard to obtain something during the course of the story, make sure it's clearly visible in the finale. The army picker feature in the Denerim Siege is a masterclass in how it is done. Lastly, as mentioned, you don't need an epilogue to your story, especially if a sequel is already underway. However, if you do plan on using it, you must have your audience reflect on the entire journey. You must make them feel like all the choices they made thus far have a huge impact on the world. A good set of ending slides is a nice way to do this. If possible, have the main character receive some kind of meaningful boon/choice at the end of the game. And if you can't, just give them a chance to hear some future plans of their beloved companions.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm all about the cheery, romantic optimism. Well, enough babbling. That pot-bellied son of a whore Tegan said I'd pass out before drinking an entire barrel of pickle juice. I aim to prove him wrong.
Never change, Ogren.
Who, me? It's been good traveling with you, Warden.
In conclusion, whether your audience is disappointed because the great story you told has ended, or because they wasted their time and ended up with a shitty conclusion, depends on whether you implemented a layered finale properly. If you're a creator, I wish you luck in implementing this great narrative tool. If you're an audience member, use this knowledge to identify, appreciate, and support creators who use it. The future of entertainment is in your hands, and make no mistake, quality stories and creators are needed now more than ever. As mentor and caretaker of this temple, I thank you for taking the time to watch the video to the end. You are beautiful to me, Temple Legends. Together we shall make full use of the temple's power when the time comes. For the next 5 videos, I'll try to relay some more useful lessons to you. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps with the upkeep of the temple, and helps those who are still climbing find their way here. Have a safe path down the mountain, and I'll see you next time in the temple.